Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Casey. I want to take you along with me as I hike the Lares Trek in Peru. Once we got to Cusco, we had to go to G Adventures headquarters just to rent some equipment and talk about our hike and all the specifications with that. But my problem right now is that I have to get only, I think, 6 or 7 kilos into a duffel bag to be able to take for us to hike, which I thought would be fine, but I thought it was only gonna be 3 days, and it's actually way longer than that. So I'm trying to get my bag situation figured out. Spoiler alert, my bags were way too heavy. Regardless, we got on the bus and rode these windy roads up to Lares, where we would start our trek. We got a little pee break on the side of the road, and yes, I might have accidentally flashed a lady and her cows. Here we go. So we're not very far into this. Maybe like 30 minutes. I don't even know. My goal is to stay in the middle of the pack because I'm definitely not going to be at the front, but I don't want to be at the back either. So I'm in the middle of the ground right now, but it's kind of a lonely road because there's nobody behind me. But that's okay. But it's getting a little bit easier now that we've started and got warmed up. It is raining though, so kind of expected that. As you can see, we got up some elevation and got a higher view of this river. I did finally make it up to the lunch spot. You can see here our chef and kitchen staff working hard to get us fed. After lunch, we got back on the trail with some beautiful views and some more rain. We finally did make it to camp, just a little tired, and then I got to check out my accommodations for the night. So today's day one trekking. It's complete. We are at 3,800 kilometers in altitude. I'm definitely feeling it. I had a little bit of trouble in the first half before lunch, just getting uphill. I just couldn't catch my breath and got a little bit lightheaded, so I just had to take it easy. And I stayed kind of in the middle of the group, which was my goal. But then we had lunch, which was amazing. I got to rest a little bit. I stretched. And then we headed on up to the second half, which ended up being really nice, even though it was pouring the rain. Had to get ponchos and everything. But the last maybe 20 minutes was rough. I've been chewing on coca leaves, and I think my coca leaves stopped working because I got a little bit of a headache and couldn't really catch my breath. 2 people have already dropped out of the group because of it, and I feel bad for them, but that now puts me at the back. And tomorrow, from what I understand, is all uphill because we're going from 3,800 to 4,800. So tomorrow's going to be a time, but I'm just kind of hanging out here in my tent for a little bit. I'm going to change it to something warm and just kind of relax for the rest of the evening and get ready for tomorrow. We had some soup to warm us up, as well as some chicken, some garlic mashed potatoes, and some mac and cheese before Roger gave us a briefing for tomorrow.
Here the elevation is 3,900, guys. And tomorrow we're gonna walk to the highest point that is called Humahuanca Pass. The elevation there is how high? 4,800 meters above sea level. That means we're gonna climbing at 1,100 meters in elevation, guys.
Waking up to this view was beyond amazing. We started our day with a hearty breakfast, where we used some hot cocoa to flavor our oats, and then also this amazing quiche with some fried plantain. We started our trek with getting hyped up with a little chant. This entire trek was absolutely beautiful.
As you can see here, it did get steeper and steeper as the day went on. The steeper the trail got, the bigger the gap became between me and everyone else.
I'm on the struggle bus. I feel bad because our guide is carrying my bag, but otherwise I wouldn't be making it, so just trying to go as fast as I can and get to the top.
At this point, I ended up getting my own guide to kind of help me along and carry my bag for me. That way everybody else could just go ahead at their own speed. This was a beautiful lake that we stopped at to have a little snack before continuing. I'm not going to lie to you, at this point, it was extremely hard for me to continue. I had a headache, I couldn't breathe, I might have shed a few tears, but I did finally make it to the peak, and it was hailing at one point, but I did make it. I'm extremely cold, but once we started downhill, got to lunch, got warmed up with some soup, it got much better. After lunch is when I really started to enjoy this trek. The weather started clearing up, it started getting a little bit warmer. This was mostly downhill and a little bit of flat. My headache went away, I was able to breathe a lot better. This made it easier for me to stay with the group, and then the views were just absolutely gorgeous.
I've officially made it to camp. That was 11 miles. That was the most physical thing I've ever done in my life. But I made it, so almost a full 12 hours of hiking with very short snack break and a very short lunch. I made it before dark. I was afraid there for a minute that I wasn't going to be able to, but I did. Seriously, that was the roughest thing I've ever done. But I'm glad I didn't back out. I'm glad I just finished it. But man, whew.
This was our beautiful camp for the night right beside a river. Then we had some really nice dinner, and the kitchen crew made us a cake. Our team name was the Churros, so they made us a cake to celebrate. The next morning, after another hearty breakfast, we got on the trail. We were welcomed with some much better weather, even though it was still a little foggy, but we got to stop on the way at some Inca ruins and had some time for some stories and some history. This was my favorite day of the trek. It was all downhill next to a river, which kind of reminded me of home, and then we finally saw the bus that took us back to town. I definitely have to shout out Angel, my personal guide that helped me along this trail. We had our final lunch with the porters where we had to say goodbye, and Sam said it the best.
The journey you provided us was amazing. The food you provided us to fuel us along the way was delicious, and it was a wonderful experience.
I'm officially at the airport. We are headed to the Amazon. So I'm going to end this video here. I wanted to say too that trek has got to be the hardest physical thing I've ever done in my life. A lot of the highest points, I was really regretting my decision to do it and was just like, what was I thinking? Not training and just kind of going into this cold turkey instead of being prepared for something so physical. But I was able to do it. No one had to carry me. They may have had to carry my bag, but they didn't have to carry me. So that was something I was afraid of, but it didn't happen. I made it. But if you're thinking about doing this, I definitely suggest it. You just have to have a mindset that you're going to finish it. And it's probably a better idea to maybe prepare for it a little bit better than what I did, but I still made it and I'm proud of myself for that. Don't think I'll be doing any more treks in high elevation like that ever again, but it was a once in a lifetime experience for me. And I am really happy that I did that and was able to complete it. And that's kind of something that I always keep with me. So that's it for this one, guys. I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching. Please like the video or subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Next time you guys see me, I'll be in the Amazon. I'll see you then.